Distance, speed, and time. The tutorial. To start off, we're going to recap on our units of distance and our units of time. So our units of distance are millimeters, centimeters, meters, and kilometers. Our units of time are seconds, minutes, and hours. And finally, our units of speed are known as distance per unit time, which is more commonly known as the distance one covers in the time it takes. So it's meters per second or kilometers per hour. These are what you would normally see, but it's not limited to these. So to start off, we will complete our deadly silly triangle, or distance, speed, and time triangle. So distance goes on top, speed next, and finally time. You may have heard me refer to there 2 seconds ago as the deadly silly triangle. That's just a common way of remembering it. So it is Daddy's silly triangle. Another way to remember it is the DST triangle, and the letters come in alphabetical order. So we know D comes before S, comes before T. So now I'm going to tell you how to use it. So first of all, we're going to get the distance. So in a question, you are always going to get 2 out of the 3 components of this triangle. So if you're given the speed and the time, you will have to get the distance. So we are going to circle distance. So we know the distance is equal to speed multiplied by time. So distance is equal to speed multiplied by time. So to put that into a question now, so I'm driving a motorbike and I'm going from point A to point B. So it takes me 1 hour to complete my journey. So yeah, 1 hour to complete my journey, and I'm going at an average speed of 40 kilometers per hour. So as we can see, our formula as we've written out is speed multiplied by time. So distance equal to speed multiplied by time. So our speed in this instance is 40 kilometers per hour, and our time is 1 hour. So, and the fact is distance, we know it's multiplied. That's going to be equal to 40. And a good trick that I have learned is you're always going to have 2 units of time and 2 units of distance. And they're always going to be the same unit of time and the same unit of distance. So here, as you can see, we have an hour and we have an hour. So that's our 2 units of time done. We have a kilometer here and we have nothing here. That's only 1 unit of distance. So this is going to be our second unit of distance. So 40 kilometers is our answer. So over here, distance is equal to speed multiplied by time. Now we're going to get on to the next one. About our circle around our distance. So this time we're going to be looking for speed. So we'll circle speed. So as you can see, speed S is equal to distance over time. So speed equals distance all over time. So I say for this journey, I'm going to cycle. I'm going to cycle from point E to point F. I'm going to say it's a distance of 20 kilometers, and it takes me 2 hours to complete my cycle. So we know that speed here is equal to distance over time. Speed is equal to d over t, distance over time. So our distance in this case is 20 kilometers. Our time in this case is 2 hours. So that's 2 hours. That's going to be equal to our speed, which is equal to 10. And now we can see here we only have one unit of distance, so our kilometers, and we only have one unit of time, which is our hours. So therefore we need to have our second unit of distance all over our second unit of time. So average speed of my cycle would be 10 kilometers per hour. And we are just going to write this down here. So speed is equal distance all over time. And finally, to finish up, we are going to talk about time. Get rid of my circle around my S. So this time we're looking for time. So we will circle time. And we know that time, I'm reading from our triangle, is equal to d over s, which is distance all over speed. So time is equal to distance all over speed. So for this journey, I'm going to be going from point G to point H. Point G to point H is a distance of 1,000 kilometers, and going at an average speed of 100 kilometers per hour. So as we can see now, time is equal to distance over speed. So time is equal to distance all over speed. So this is equal to our distance, which is 1,000 kilometers all over our speed, which is 100 kilometers per hour. And that is going to equal to 10. And our units of measurement. So as you can see, we have kilometers and kilometers. So that's our 2 units of distance. And we have hours here, and there's no hours isn't seen anywhere else. So that's only 1 unit of time. So our time here is going to be 10 hours. So that makes up our second unit of time. So now just a quick recap. So we started off and we listed out the units for distance, which we know are millimeters, centimeters, meters, and kilometers. We listed out our units for time, which we know are seconds, minutes, and hours. And finally, we talked about speed. So we know that speed is distance per unit time. And some common notations of speed are meters per second and kilometers per hour. So then, and finally, we got on to our triangle. So we told you there's 2 ways of remembering this triangle. So it's steady, silly triangle, or it's DST, the DST triangle. So D comes before S comes before T. So that's how I remember it. And finally, we told you that distance is equal to speed multiplied by time. So distance is speed multiplied by time. Speed is equal to distance multiplied by time. And finally, time, which is circled, is equal to distance over speed.